What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Fox bans a WWE segment, Matt Cardona's $45,000 action figure, R-Truth's game show coming soon, and Randy Orton cried because of Tommaso Ciampa. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. But now let's hit the intro and get straight into the news. Now our first story looks at Fox banning a WWE segment. Now just before Jeff Hardy tussled with Sheamus at Backlash, Jeff managed to get a bit of revenge for Sheamus's insult by throwing a bottle of his, well, YouTube censorship and all, apple juice right into Sheamus's face, and before he did it, he said it was better to be pissed off than pissed on. A line right out of a 2006 WWE storyline. However, not everyone saw this angle as it violated Fox's standards and practices, so they cut the segment out entirely. Dave Meltzer reported, "So it aired on the East Coast, but not the West Coast. Fox decreed that it violated their standards and practices, so they threw a commercial in, so we didn't get to see it on the West Coast. Do you guys think that this segment was too much for television? Does it mean that SmackDown can't push any controversial storylines in fear it will violate Fox's standards and practices? Let us know in the comments down below." Next up, Matt Cardona's $45,000 action figure. A former WWE superstar Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, is well known for his hobby of collecting wrestling action figures. During an appearance on Keeping It 100 with Conan, he discussed his extensive collection. "I probably have 10,000 figures. I have some things I need, it's almost like a mental checklist. Of course, there are times that I can almost convince myself to buy something. Once you have one thing, it's almost like a drug addiction, but a figure addiction. You have them all. Now what are you gonna do? You're not gonna stop. You want more. I spent $11,000 on a 93 Kamala figure. There were only 24 of them in the world. It's this pre-production one where it has a moon painted on his belly instead of a star. But as crazy as the $11,000 Kamala figure might sound, consider this story. I had this company from the 80s called LJN that made the WWF big figures in the 80s. Some of the sculptures there decided to make a naked Miss Elizabeth. I was able to get my hands on it for a pretty decent price. I had it in my collection and I did a YouTube video talking about it, but I blurred everything out. When I put it on this YouTube video, someone contacted me and said, 'How much for the naked Elizabeth?' I said, 'Dude, I didn't really want to sell it. Make me an offer I can't refuse.' He offered me $45,000. I sold it." We still want to know who the hell dropped $45,000 on an action figure. What do you guys think of this insane purchase? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, R-Truth's game show is coming soon. A current 24/7 champion, R-Truth has been a busy man, not only defending his 24/7 championship, but helping Drew McIntyre defend the WWE Championship in a winner-takes-all match on the 15th of June Raw. As incredible as it may seem, Truth has somehow found time to create his own game show too. According to a report at the Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Online, the R-Truth game show will premiere on the WWE Network on Tuesday, July 15th. A brief preview revealed that the game show was done remotely over video. Alexa Bliss, Natalya, Sheamus and The Miz were shown during the preview. R-Truth said a lot of his ingenuity went into the game show. He keeps account of the points, there are a lot of prizes, and there are trivia games, scavenger hunts, and other kinds of games. The idea of an R-Truth game sounds too good not to watch, to be honest. And finally, Randy Orton cried because of Tommaso Ciampa. Like a viper, Randy Orton always portrays a cunning, stealthy, and unemotional character on television. However, that's not always the case, as he recently told in an interview with CBS Sports of the time he broke down after seeing Tommaso Ciampa. And this is strange since the two have been having a bit of a Twitter war when Randy called out NXT wrestlers for slapping their leg too much when executing any move, overexposing the sound effect, to which Tommaso replied with an insult at Randy that his matches are boring. It's funny since Randy Orton even slapped his leg in his match with Edge. However, Randy said that he was just joking and meant nothing by it. But aside from their Twitter beef, Randy was asked to comment on Ciampa's comments from 2019, where he mentioned that he would rather retire than join the main roster. Randy felt this is something Ciampa needs to reconsider. There's a lot of money involved in wrestling and this would be invaluable to support one's family. To support the argument, Randy brought up Ciampa's documentary Blackheart that documented his rehabilitation, recovering from a career-threatening neck injury. Randy admitted the documentary made him cry. He mentioned in the interview, That man has got a little baby. Just this morning I watched his Blackheart documentary on WWE Network that followed him around after his neck surgery. I'll admit I welled up and got a little tear in my eye when he woke up from the neck surgery and his beautiful little daughter was sitting on his lap and he was touching her face and just happy to see her and his wife. That's heartwarming. Randy went on to say he wants nothing but the best for Ciampa. I would love nothing more than to see Tommaso have a long, healthy career and retire and not need to learn a new trade or go to work at the local whatever that makes ends meet and put food on the table. I want to see all these guys succeed. When you're talking about that, making money, it's a business. It's a business, you've got to make money. It looks like the Viper isn't quite so cold-blooded after all. But there you have it guys, the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.